wanted to know, how can an individual live a life without seeking validation or recognition from an authoritative figure, especially when it has been withheld in the past?
An external authority or an external discipline is needed only because we lack. There is a higher self within and there is a lower self within. The lower self says, keep sleeping even through the moments that call you to accept the challenge. The higher self says, if the challenge is worth it, accept it. That's the higher self. Why did I have to bring it to a point where somebody else had to get in and remind me? Why do I need an external authority? And if the external authority had to step in, that's not a fault of that authority. That's my fault. What you do not want is an external authority. It's not that you do not want an authority at all. Let your best discretion be the authority. How about that?
Good afternoon, sir. I'm Divyanshi. I wanted to know, how can an individual live a life without seeking validation or recognition from an authoritative figure, especially when it has been withheld in the past?
No, authority is needed, yes. Let me reframe the question and then tell me whether I have rightly done so. What you do not want is an external authority. It's not that you do not want an authority at all. What is problematic is an external authority. Let your best discretion be the authority. How about that? Because internally, we are not one being, right? Have you seen? One part of you wants to play mischief. One part of you wants to say, no, what's the point in completing the assignment? Let me copy it from somewhere. What's the point in waking up and setting up the alarm and preparing for the exam? Let me just sleep through it. It's fine, you know. That's one part. And then the other part says, no. No. So, there is a higher self within. There is a higher self within and there is a lower self within. The lower self says, keep sleeping even through the moments that beckon you, that call you to accept the challenge. That's the lower self, right? The higher self says, don't worry about the damage you will suffer. If the challenge is worth it, accept it. That's the higher self. Let the higher self be the authority. And when you have the right authority within yourself, then you do not require somebody outside of yourself to be the authority. An external authority or an external discipline is needed only because we lack internal authority and internal discipline. Then the external authority comes and says, you be disciplined, you move this way, you follow this schedule, you stick to this deadline. That's what the external authority does, right? Sets do's and don'ts, operation manuals, right? Codes of conduct. That's what the external authority does and says, you'll have to take validation from me. I'll authorize, I'll approve, I'll permit. All these things can be done by the internal authority also. The punishment for not having an internal authority is that you'll have to tolerate an external authority. Do you want to tolerate that? Then be your own strictest authority.
Thank you, sir.
You see, there are two kinds of people. One, those who are not doing what they should. Those who are not doing what they should. And when the external authority chastises them, or reminds them, occasionally rebukes them, then they feel angry at the external authority. Now, you were not doing what you should anyway be doing. and somebody comes and tells you, this is what you must be doing, this is in your own interest. If you do this, you'll be a better person. And who do you get angry at? The external one. This is one kind of. The other kind, I'm not doing what I should. And the external one comes and reminds me, or admonishes me. I get angry at myself and I feel gratitude for him. The situation is inverted now. Do you understand that? I get angry at myself. Why did I have to bring it to a point where somebody else had to get in and remind me? This is something that I should be doing on my own. Why do I need an external authority? And if the external authority had to step in, that's not a fault of that authority. That's my fault. Because I should have been doing without needing any reminders, without needing any stimulation, without needing any encouragement to do what I must. But most of us lack this mustness in life. All we have is petty desires or flow of the past, flow of habits. I've not been doing this since 2 years, so I won't do this today either. That doesn't even sound good. How can it feel good while doing? So when you find yourself being disciplined by an external authority, ask yourself, what did I do to deserve this? Don't get angry at that one. In fact, thank that one. And that source, that authority deserves to be thanked, because that one has come to tell you what you must do. So thank that one, but internally make a promise to yourself. Next time I should not need this person. This time he had to step in and I duly thanked him or her, whatever. Right? This time this fellow had to intervene and I thank him for that. But I commit to myself that next time I will not need this person. If it's my life, then it's my responsibility. If it's my life, then I have to be the authority. I'll be the king and the queen of my life because it's my life. Why should I need somebody to discipline me? Right? Yeah.
Good afternoon, sir. I am Siddhi Deshwal. I am in 11th grade right now. And first of all, your words, they truly inspired me. My mother is a big follower of yours, so she's told me a lot about you. One thing which I really wanted to know is that we're all 11th and 12th graders, and we all have to deal with failures, setbacks. We have to deal with external responsibilities, distractions, and whatnot. So, the Gita, it's not just a religious book, it's also a life coach. So any verses in it or any advice from it which you would like to explain to us, which helps us deal with that specifically?
Ignore the random noises, choose the right war, and then give yourself fully to it. There would be random provocations, insinuations, stimulations, something pricks from here, somebody pokes from there. All those petty things are to be ignored. And then you'll be in a position to pick only the right war for yourself. The right war, that's all. You cannot have a war on 1,000 fronts. That's not possible. You have to ignore the 999 trivial fronts. Choose the one thing that's worth doing in life and then allow yourself to be fully immersed in it, totally immersed in it. That's what Sri Krishna is telling Arjun. Now fight. You have lived all your life only to come to this point. Now you can't run away. Fight. This is the right battle. And this is not something you can abscond from. And please remember, Arjun fought so many wars in his life. The Gita was not delivered. The Gita was not delivered. The Gita came to Arjun only when It was the moment of the highest battle. You'll have to choose the highest battle for yourself, and then you'll have Krishna and Gita for yourself. If you are involved in all kinds of trivial engagements, locking horns with this one, brushing shoulders against that one, getting irritated by that one. Oh, that one rubbed me the wrong way. The Gita is not for these things. You need to have a battle worthy enough. And then you will have a life great enough. Yeah.
Thank you so much.